great big world out there. Thank you for tuning in to the Super Business Women Power Hours from 3 to 5 p.m. today on iHeart Intellectual Radio. I'm your host, Shavonna M. Allen, and I am your financial femme from Anointed and Appointed Accounting Services, Inc. You can find me on all social media platforms, also at 312-837-7219, or you can visit my website at www.anointaccounting.com. Well, I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday. Got some time to spend with family and friends. Got some time to eat some of that good cooking that we may not eat throughout the year, and just laughter and love and just reminiscing and enjoying life. I hope everybody had a wonderful time. We're going to be taking calls today. If you have not already called us, please give us a call with any of your questions at 708-223-8953. So today I am going to be talking to you again more and more about finances. But right now I want to talk to the individuals who have LLCs that is attached to them on their personal returns. Also, any individual who carries a Schedule E, which means you have property and you do rental activity on that property. Right now, again, we're in quarter 4. I cannot stress that enough. It is going to be the 1st of January in a blink of an eye, as my mom used to say. So, with that being said, right now is the time for you to start gathering all of your receipts, everything that you've done from January 1 of 2024, ending December 31st, 2024. Have every receipt. Make sure you can access every bank statement or every credit card statement. Anything that you've done pertaining to that business, you want to start getting that stuff together. I know sometimes we may think that, well, we got time. I could wait. But as we all know, time waits on no one, right? So we just want to try to get a jump start on that. And it's better to have it than not to have it and be searching and looking for it. You don't want to end up in that cycle because you're like chasing your tail and you just don't want to do that. Also, you may have questions in regards to what receipts can I use? What if I didn't use my credit card for purchases? What if I didn't use my debit card? Or what if I lost my receipts? Those are some valid questions that you may have. So, what you want to do is start reaching out to your accountant or your tax preparer, provider, and start getting on their books, making an appointment to see what is it that you need. What should you have ready? Get a jump start on that because a lot of people foul out in between January and April, right? And so that time waits on no one. We also have a lot of people that do extensions because they're just not ready. And sometimes, you know, you want to try to beat the odds, right? And that's a good thing, right? So just start getting things prepared, getting things ready, getting things sent off to your preparer so they can start doing their due diligence and getting you ready. You would be surprised on how helpful you are when you have everything ready. It does not matter if it's in a disarray. It does not matter if you have it in this bag and then in this tote bag, or if you just have several totes just full of receipts. And if it's that extensive, you definitely want to get with your preparer or your accountant to get that stuff ready, because that stuff has to be separated. It has to be logged out. Again, you may have questions, and the only question that I suggest people not to ask is just be in silence. Because if you're not going to ask me anything, that means you're going to sit in silence. So I expect for you to ask me every and anything. I don't care how small it is. I don't care how big it is, because it is for me to help you to understand what's happening with your tax return. This is a part of you. This has your social sensitive information that you're sending out. And no, you may not be an expert in it, but you do want to know what sits on your tax return. That is so important. You want to know what you file out. Just because you're an LLC, you want to know what your company does. And you'd be surprised. A lot of individuals will say, well, I got a company, it's an LLC. Well, what does your company do? Well, we do this, but yeah, I'm just the LLC. And it's surprising because they just do not have that knowledge. And that's where we come in at giving out that knowledge, helping you understand, not making you an expert, but helping you understand what sits on your tax return. Not only just your tax return, but what sits behind your social security number. That 9-digit number that you get when you have an LLC from the Internal Revenue Service, that's a EIN number. And that number is kind of like a social. So you want to treat that with dignity, and you want to hold it close, and you want to know what's on it. Why is this on it? Why is this attached to it? You want to ask those questions, because those are very, very important questions to ask. You just need to know what's going on with you at every given time, especially when it's dealing with your business and when it's dealing with your finances. Again, I cannot stress this enough also. It is almost gonna be January. W-2s and 1099s are gonna start being prepared. You want to ensure that your company has your updated information. If you have moved, if you have relocated, you want to ensure that they have that information. So when they do electronically send it out, they have an accurate contact email on file. Or if they mail it out, they have a correct full address, including zip code. And if you're using a PO box, make sure you also include the city, state, and zip. Sometimes that little information is also missing, but just look at what you're doing. Make sure they have all the accurate information. Make sure that they can contact you, because this document is what you're going to need to give off to your accountant or your preparer. Also, you cannot go to anyone and say, I have my last paycheck stub. Can you file my tax return? Absolutely not. We cannot do that as professionals at all. There is certain information that is on that W-2 or that 1099 that we must have, that we must submit to the Internal Revenue Service. So, as preparers, we need to do our due diligence. We need to make sure that the information that's being given to you, that you're giving to us, we're inputting it in how it's supposed to be. We don't want to get red flagged either. So we have to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to do. So no last check stubs. We cannot use that to file out your return at all. Also, I encourage everyone, if you do not have an Internal Revenue Service ID Me account, please get one. It's free. It takes about 5 to 7 minutes to set that up. Make sure you do have a copy of your driver's license or your state ID, back and front, clear copy, because you're going to have to upload that, right? And then once you upload that, they're going to send you a link, because they want to verify that you are whom you say you are, because that could be anyone's identification, right? And they just want to make sure that it's you. and you're going to create a username and you're going to create a password. And you can also set up a two-step authentication, which is also good. And what you would be able to see once that account is created, you would be able to see what's going on with you. So when you're ready to file, you can say, oh, wow, I did work at this place. I forgot. It wasn't that long, but I worked enough where they're going to send me a W 2. You never want to pass off any of your documents and you're not aware of what's attached to your name or your social. Because if that tax return is filed and down the line you get a letter from the Internal Revenue Service stating that, hey, some income was missed, that's going to be solely on you because your preparer can only process what is given to them. That's why it's a must to know who is preparing your return, to have that relationship with your preparer, to know your preparer. As Anointed Accounting, what we try to do with our clients, we try to send them reminders. We try to call them. We text them, hey, this is what's needed. This is what you need. Because a lot can happen in 12 months, right? So much can happen. And sometimes we just forget what goes on within those 12 months. But we know we need to file our tax return. However, we just don't know all the documents to have. So what we see that's directly in front of us is what we're going to give, when in all actuality, there's possibly more information that's out there. So we want to be mindful again of what is attached to us, what is on our social, what is behind our EIN number. We want to make sure we have all our receipts, all our income. If we're using any type of software program, or if someone is doing the bookkeeping for the company, you want to also make sure you get that profit and loss statement. You want to get that balance sheet. You want to get that over to your preparer. There's no such thing as not having too much information. No such thing, especially when you have a Schedule C attached to you or a Schedule E, which means property, investments. So I have a lot of more information to give you. Right now, we are going to go to a musical break, and I will be back to give you more financial information. How did I do? Hey, great big world out there. Thanks for tuning in to Intellectual Radio, where you can give us a call at 708-223-8953. My name is Shavonna M. Allen with Anointed Accounting, and I am so glad that my other host, Shar, is in the building. Hello, Miss Shar.
Well, hello, Shavana. Hello, world. It's Shar Unlocked. How are you doing this week? It's frigid out, but I'm grateful.
Amen to that. Amen to that. So, how was your holiday?
Absolutely amazing. A little sad, initially, but amazing.
That's great. That's great. Did you eat a lot?
No, I try not to eat a lot. I got to watch the waistline.
Oh, God, we ain't going to talk about that. I can't even find mines anymore. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So, I was just informing the world today how not only important it is to know what's attached to your social and your EIN number when you own a business, and how important it is to have your IRS account open, but how important it is to also start gathering your receipts, start gathering your income and getting that ready and giving that to your preparer. So if any questions come about, you can be ready for it. You don't have to wait. You don't have to feel pressed for time. And how important it is to notify your payroll or HR department that you've relocated, you no longer at that address, or you may have a new email. So when your W 2s or 1099s come out, you won't be scrambling for them because the company already have your updated information. I was just telling the world how important that is. What do you think about that?
That's extremely important, but I think you should give them your number. You know why? The conversation stresses me out.
We agreed you were gonna love taxes. We
No,
agreed.
you agreed I
We
was going to
agreed.
love taxes. I didn't agree to that.
No, you didn't agree to the chaos with the taxes. You agreed to eventually loving the taxes. There's a difference.
No, no, I don't love the taxes. That's not my lane. So what I am going to do is give them your number. We'll let you give them your number.
Not a problem. Not a problem. That number is 312-837-7219. And again, anyone out there tuning in, listening, or sitting back watching, please give us a call at 708-223-8953. We have some wonderful information for you today. And Shar Unlocked is going to be hosting this big event with Dating Intentionally. Let's talk more about that, Miss Shar Unlocked.
Well, it is love, etc. So the program, the platform, the dating site, I'm extremely excited about it simply because love wins, right? The Bible tells us
Yes.
about, speaks in great detail about love. Love conquers all. So I wholeheartedly believe that. But in speaking with a lot of my male friends, I'm in a male dominated profession.
Hmm.
So speaking with my male counterparts, my contemporaries, my friends, I come to find out they want the same things we want. They want love. They want commitment. They want marriage. They want someone to grow old with, someone to share, memories and moments with. So I came up with this platform. So the platform is about intentional dating. It's about so if you're on this platform, everyone on there, you may not make a love connection the first time, or hopefully you will, but this or the second time, but if you're connecting with someone on that platform, you know that they're intentional about a commitment or marriage. That's what they're seeking as well. So that's the little caveat, the little difference in what we're offering.
So I can't just go on there and say, I just want to meet someone and go on a date on Tuesday and then it's done. I know that I'm coming to this site because I'm looking for love. I'm looking to wake up and go to sleep with this individual every day.
Well, not exactly that. You're skipping a couple things, right? You do want them to court you. You do want, to get to know someone before we
Well,
get to
yeah, but
that.
but the ending goal is to, like, this is my life partner. I was intentional because I want to be in love, and I'm
Well, so my thought process was this: there's a whole pool of people with the same intentions. So as I sort through to find my person in this pool, at least I know we're in this pool with the same intentions, moving in the same direction. Make sense?
it does, it does, it does.
So as we're getting close to the end of the year. This is our fourth quarter. We're winding down, right? December is absolutely the best month of the year. you
Do
know,
tell why. Do tell
all
why.
Sagittarians are born in December, right? Right.
Whatever.
Also, we celebrate the birth of Christ in December.
Okay.
I don't get into what day he was born. That's the day we celebrate.
Hmm.
Also, this is probably the most generous time of the year where you think of other people. You're shopping intentionally for other people.
You are.
You are thinking about what you're going to buy someone else, or the presents when we all assemble, with friends and family, the festive um, decor. It's all amazing. December is absolutely amazing.
And I'm gonna throw in the coldness because I love the cold. And I'm looking for some snow, maybe even a blizzard. Like, I'm just looking
I
for it.
love it. Fashion speaks volumes in
Look,
the winter.
hey, check me out. Check me out. No. All right. We're gonna go, Miss Shar, and we're gonna take a commercial break, and we will be tuning back in on Intellectual Radio. Callers, please start gathering your questions. Give us a call at 708-223-8953. We can't wait to talk to you. We'll be back shortly.
You're tuned in to IntellectualRadio.com.
Hey, great big world out there again. Thank you for tuning in to Intellectual Radio. Again, that number to reach us is 708-223-8953. And I'm one of your hosts, Shavana, the financial femme from Anointed Accounting, bringing you all the information regarding your business, financial, and personal needs. Joining me are my lovely co-hosts. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hi, it's Shar Unlocked with Love, Loans, and Lifestyle.
Hi, it's Crystal. I'm your savvy real estate lady.
Hey, hey, hey. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, you said something that just enlightened the insides of me, real estate, and I want some property.
Okay.
And I just think you know everything there is to know about real estate. Like I feel like I could just say, here's my ideal.
Okay.
Here's the money. Just go find my dream house. And I'm not doing nothing else. I feel like you can do it all.
Well, you kind of skipped a couple steps.
Right.
We're going to need the credit report, right? Pre-qual letter before you go and, have her trotting you around town, right?
No, see, that's just it. She just looked like the individual. I could say, hey, look, I'm looking for a 3-story house. I want this in this area. Here go the money. And then she just gonna come back and say, well, Shavana, I got it. You don't got to do nothing. I know she can do it.
So you're not going on the showings.
No,
you just want her to go. Hey, that's an easy client, right?
That is an easy client.
Because she looked like she knows that I'm gonna be over the top and extravagant. So if she walk in and it's some orangutans running, she know that I'm gonna probably like that.
Oh my God.
Well, the goal is for me to be able to give A+ service.
Yes.
So
yes.
A+ service details me making sure that I understand my client's needs and taking it from there. So that is what I like to do. That is what I'm going to do. And that you're correct. That is exactly what I'm interested in doing.
And building that relationship. Because in
Yes.
order for you to know me, we have to have a rapport. We have to have a relationship. We got to start somewhere.
Okay, so what I would like to do today to encourage you on that journey,
Yes,
as well
girl.
as encourage the audience and many others, is I would like to talk today about what is necessary when purchasing an investment property.
I'm listening.
Okay, now, one of the things that's very necessary is my beautiful colleague right here, Shar. If you are looking to purchase residential homes or however you're looking to purchase, she is your mortgage person that you would go to for that. So that is the go-to behind the residential side. What I want to talk about right now is the investment side of real estate, which still bleeds into the residential side as well. So here we go. So I have a few to go through here. Now, the first one is that you want to get at least 3 estimates on your property. You definitely want to make sure you do that. You want to take a contractor with you on the first walkthrough, and you want to try to get at least 2 more after that to go on a walkthrough with you.
So why is all this necessary to an individual? Let's just say you're talking to someone that does not know why any of this needs to happen. Why can you kind of sort of break down and
Why?
the why? Like, why does a general contractor need to be there? Why do we need to get 3 estimates prior? Why do we need to get estimates afterwards? Like, some people may not know the reason why.
I would say the why is so that you don't get bamboozled. You want to make sure that you have contractors that know what they're doing, that can see things from the eye. Hey, Anna, to see things from the eye that you can't see yourself as someone that is not vested in the investment side of it. So you want to make sure that you have a good contractor there and you want to double check their work. So that's why you want to have at least more than 2 estimates. I would say 3 times the charm. So that would be the why behind that. And that the other reason why is that you want to look for mold, you want to look for leaks, you want to look at your roof, you want to look at your plumbing, and you want to look at your HVAC. All of those things are very, very important when you have that contractor with you.
And that contractor is going to know what to look for, correct?
Definitely the contractor should know what to look for. And if he's missing anything, then that's why you get 2 more estimates. So,
Understood.
yeah, so you make sure you
Understood.
have those go through with you. You also always want to check for city violations. That's very important on a property that you look for city violations. Any stop work permit signs on the property. Because if you have a stop work permit sign, that means that anything that you do on that property will be to the tooth and nail.
I want to interject
Okay.
with that.
Hmm.
When there is a stop work order or there are violations, a very, very quick, inexpensive way to do it is run the property address. Go into the Department of Buildings, City of Chicago, run the address. It gives you a history
Correct.
as to what even happens. Now, you won't get the depths of the fines and things like that. You'll get that when we pull title, when title's pulled. But that's a quick, easy 5-minute process.
And can you provide our listeners with that web address again so they can
So
go look?
you just go
in
to the
case?
City of Chicago and the
Mhm.
Department of Buildings. You put in it'll instruct you to put in the address.
Mhm.
You're going to put in the address, and it'll come up with anything that's associated with the
That
property.
Right. And those violations follow you as the new owner.
Right. Because the violations are attached to the property,
Correct.
not the owner, the property.
Correct.
Right. And so a lot of people may not know that it can transfer over to you.
Correct.
I just recently found that out about 6 years ago. And I'm like, wow, I have to take on the responsibility of someone else's.
Well, it's if you look at it like this, the violations or the trouble follows. It's
Peter.
associated with the property. It's not per se hers or mine.
Okay.
It doesn't transfer. It's with the property. It's associated with that address. It's part of the property.
And a good realtor or a good person that's helping you purchase that property, even if it's just an investor or someone that under a wholesaler, someone that has your best interest at heart is going to make sure that you look for those violations. So that's one of the things that I do for my investors is I make sure that I do a search for property violations.
And that's why you would pick a nice house.
Yes. And then
Hey,
the other
Carol.
the other thing here is that we want to make sure that we pay the contractors a third, and a third. You don't want to pay the contractors up front.
The whole amount.
You never want to pay a contractor up
Never.
front the whole amount. You cannot trust them.
Well, when you're doing finance and the draws, they're not going to let you do 100% anyway. If it's a loan, the draws are going to be a third, and third.
Correct. So you want to go by the same rules as an investor, whether you're paying cash or whether you're using hard money lending or however you're doing it, private funding. You want to go by the same rules that the big dogs go by. So you want to make sure it's a third, and a third, which are considered draws, as Shar said. The next thing here is that you want to make sure that you always calculate the materials, the closing costs, the permits, the attorney fees, the rehabs. You want to pretty much so calculate 6 to 9 months so that you also want to make sure that you include the water, the electric, the gas, depending on the season. So that's considered your rehab budget. So when you're creating your rehab budget, which is very, very important, which is part of the return on your investment, you want to make sure that you have all of that calculated in. A lot of times we forget about the attorney fees. We might forget about the amount of time that it's taking for us to do the property. The lights, the gas, the water, all of those make a big impact on the return on your investment.
You also need to set aside, as Crystal was saying, money for incidentals that you're going to come across. So there should be like a fund set aside. You should have money set aside in the event because you always run into something. And that too will affect your ROI.
And is all this like written down to a first time home buyer, or is all of this information even broken down to them like you all are breaking it down now? And I ask that because time and time again, as you both know, when you're selling residential property or even commercial property, depending on your income, they're going to ask for some type of financial statements, right?
Correct.
And so when the clients come to someone like me to prepare those financials, a lot of times the realtors don't know that they have a third party that's doing it. Sometimes they assume that that individual is doing it. So
No.
Right.
sometimes they do. I've seen that in the past.
Well, a good realtor,
Yeah.
Right. Well,
which
see, we
is
didn't
myself,
stipulate good.
right? We're going to make sure that we're on charge and on point with everything that's going on with our client.
And let me,
Because sometimes I've seen that over that clients just have not been given that information, and it's so surprising that it's like, how can you sit down with a realtor and they don't tell you what you need up front?
well, it's
Hey,
even
Michael.
more complicated than that. Maybe they missed it because
That could be the case.
yeah, the lender should have explained that as well. And also, they need to keep in mind this when they sit down with you. They need to be factual because it's going to be a 4506 pull, the tax
Definitely.
transcript. So
Definitely.
sign
They're
that
going to have to
document.
sign that.
So yeah, they have to keep that in mind.
So the next thing I want to talk about is if you are using hard money or private money, that also must be included in your budget. So you have to make sure that you're calculating those drawers and all those things inside of your budget as well. Most contractors will try to include materials into their price. So when you're talking to your contractor, a lot of times they'll say, "Oh, I got you. I'll get the materials and all those things." That's your particular choice as an investor if that's what you want to do. But I think that
Never.
it's best to purchase your own materials. You have more creative control. You know what's going on. It's your money. You're building relationships with roofers, window guys, cabinet guys, etc., and material contacts as well. So if you're going to continue to do this thing on a regular, you want to have your own contacts. And I allowed my contractor to pick out my materials, which I knew better, but I lived in the suburbs, so I was like an hour away. So I said, okay, I'll let them pick it out. It's subpar that they gave me. You want to make sure that you have the kitchens, the bathrooms, and it's the kitchens and the bathrooms that
Kitchen
sell.
and bathrooms.
So you want to make sure that you have those top notch. You want to make sure that your doorknobs, that your everything matches. And a lot of times, if you're not paying attention to that, you're just breezing through. You're just so happy that you're in the property and you got it. You're not paying attention to all of those fixtures and all of those things. You always want to get a contract on everything that you do. You definitely want to make sure that you have a contract. You don't want to shake hands with someone.
I agree. I agree.
Or a text message
or-
someone.
Right.
Yes,
You want
have it
a
in writing.
contract.
Because I say documentation
It's
beats
key.
conversation.
Yes.
And it's in black and white. It's written.
Exactly.
What's
And
understood?
it's what's
and
understood.
The
Yep.
payment, the payment schedule, everything is down in the contract. So you need the contract.
And the state of Illinois honors contracts
Yes.
versus a handshake. You want to make sure that you're purchasing fixtures, as I mentioned, like faucet, vanities, cabinets, that they match. You want to use high-end or mid-grade materials that makes the property sell quicker and it adds more value. You want to try to find a good realtor. As I mentioned, you're not just, you're interviewing them as well as they're interviewing you. You're providing them with money for their service. So I'm not saying that you dangle the carrot over their head like I got you, but this is a relationship that we're creating. So you want to make sure that you have your stake inside of your relationship. If you are doing a for sale by owner, you want to find a buyer before finishing your property. So that would be my thing. If you are selling it by yourself, as even a realtor, if your realtor can find a buyer before the property is complete, that's better for the sale for the investor. So you always want to try to be ahead of the game. Let's see here. Next, if you, I mentioned that it's good to use cameras. So this is for security purposes when you are fixing up your property. You want to make sure that you use cameras or some form of good security while working on the property to avoid break-ins, because many thieves will come to steal copper, furnaces, air conditioners, things of that nature. It's a little long, but I'm almost done. You also want to go back and check for leaks after a good hard rain. I had a investor suggest that I, mention that, because after a nice good hard rain on that property, you're going to find any leaks that are there. You're going to find leaks that are in the basement. You're going to find leaks in the roof, because you want to look around the trim of the ceiling. You want to look inside the basement. And also, when you are fixing that property, I don't know the name of the actual tool that makes it so that the water is, hey dad, makes it so that the water stops coming through. You know that material I'm talking about? It's like instead of, so let's say instead of
You're not
putting,
talking about a sub pump to pump the
Epoxy?
water
not
out.
the, it's not a sub pump. It's it makes it so that if the water is coming in, it automatically shuts down.
The drain pipes?
It's not a drain. It
tile?
costs like $10,000.
Drain tiles.
That
I just had it done. Drain tiles.
okay, you know, it's a machine, and as soon as the water starts coming in, it locks down and it pushes it back out. I would do that for my homeowners or the people, because after you fix it as an investor, you have a residential home buyer that's coming to buy that is their dream home that they plan on having their family live in for the rest of their lives or for a strong amount of time. So you want to make sure that you do things like that. Also, when you're looking for your property, you want to look for transportation, such as, bus stations, train stations. You want to look for schools in the areas and restaurants to make sure that it's local for that individual.
What about grocery
Grocery
stores?
stores.
Grocery stores. I'm sorry. I got grocery stores right here. Grocery store. That's what you have your lovely colleagues for. You always want to put in new plumbing work if it's necessary. Now, as an investor, you do want to try to save money because you're looking for a return on your investment. So if the plumbing is good and you've had an inspection and you know that the plumbing is good, it's okay to keep that plumbing there. But if the plumbing needs to be replaced, as a good investor that's giving a homeowner their residential home, my suggestion is to fix what's needed to the utmost. You want to keep a file or digital file of all of your purchases for your buyer to know, and that also adds some value to the property, such as your permits, your roofing, your appliances, etc. It's also good to look at the craftsmanship of other properties for sale in the area. So if you are purchasing a property on 354 XY Street, and then you got a CMA, a comparative market analysis from your realtor, and then you find some properties in that area that are doing open houses, it's always good to go and do an open house and go and watch and see what they have inside of their home so that you can know the value to add to your home. I'm almost done.
So, just off the information that you just given right now.
Am I moving too fast?
No.
Okay.
I just want to ask a question.
Okay.
So, I have to have so much stuff coming in as a first time investor trying to get a piece of property. So, how much would you say I would need to have? Like just a rough estimate, because everything that you just named, I'm sitting here calculating like, wow, I'm looking at maybe close to like 60 to 70,000, if not more.
I would say a little more
More.
than that. I would say that you
And that's just to start. That's not even everything
Well,
with it.
This isn't your home. This is something you're
Investment.
and this is an investment. You have to weigh. So you're gonna do an analysis when you kind of are looking for properties.
Right.
And so that's the reason Crystal was saying you have to take 3 contractors with you, right? Because you want them to give you 3 estimates on the scope of work that's
Yes.
needed.
And I suggest, me personally, I think it's better to purchase in an A or B neighborhood.
Yes.
So an A or B neighborhood, at least you know it's going to sell.
yes.
So it's location.
Location.
So you want to find a property in a good area where you can make a good return on your investment. So I would say, in order to probably do a good rehab, I would probably say you probably need at least $100,000 to $150,000 to do that.
And actually, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad because, again, as Shar just mentioned, we do want a return on our investment. And so if we've got location and we've gotten this home with everything from A to Z, like we can turn that piece of investment and make potentially more.
Correct, because most investors, they like to at least get 20 to 30% as a return on their investment. So most investors at least want that. So as long as you can make 20 to 30% as a return on that investment, then you're good. And also, you have to remember that when you're purchasing, you're also going to either purchase, if you purchase low on the property, then the rehab work on the inside is going to be higher.
Absolutely.
If you purchase more for the outside, then the inside work shouldn't be as much. So you have to think about it like that. But in my opinion, I think it's good for you to get an A or B neighborhood. If you can't be involved in the process of rehabbing, consider hiring a general contractor. So if you can't be there, it's good to, hire a general contractor. It's good to have a general contractor there, period, as a first time investor. So you want to have someone there that knows what they're doing. But real estate is a sketchy game. It is. It is a sketchy game. And it's a sketchy game because it's skip, skip, skip as much as you can to get to the dollar. But what you want to do is you want to always know that this is your money. This is your time that you have put into something. So you want to make sure that you're always having your own back. So even with your general contractor, if you hire him, you still want to make sure that he understands that I'm going to keep my eyes on you.
Listen, my second rehab. So I have an unfair advantage. I was married to a contractor, right? So I had a GC and I would come by there after work and he would never be there. They were moving slow and I had a deadline. So I knew it was time for the next draw, but they were moving slow. They were behind. And, as Crystal said, it's skip, 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 trace, skip, skip. And that's how, you save money and that kind of things for them. I remember asking to switch my schedule around to go to a different shift, which was midnights, so I can stay up all day, sit in front of the house all day, the property all day, to watch them. I slept in the car for an hour, set the alarm, went in there, and, that's how I got them regulated to working.
You wanted to make sure that you were.
It was my money.
That you were right, exactly. That you were involved.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And they knew that when a person, it's just the same thing as when you got your kids in school. The parent that comes up and checks on the kids, it's the same way that they're going to give that kid the right attention that he or she needs. It's the same thing with any business.
Also,
stand on business.
I ask you guys to do this. Know who you're giving your money to. Jesus, know who you're giving your money to.
Do a background check.
License plate. VIN number. You want a copy of the driver's license. If you're handing someone $120,000 on the draw, you want to know who you're giving it to and where this money's going, where to trace it back. So many times I've seen so many horror stories. We know him by Buddy.
Right. Okay, Buddy.
But you know what?
Buddy got a Facebook page and he didn't close the Facebook page.
And that's because those relationships were not established.
Relationships go bad. Documentation
beats conversation.
And also allows us to prosecute you.
Yeah.
You can have a relationship and still prosecute now.
You can have a relationship.
But you got to have that documentation.
So it's not even about relationship at this point, because I had a great relationship with the contractors, right? With the contractors. However, I have a better relationship with myself. So that's the reason why I opted to go to a different shift so that I can be there during the daytime. So my presence made them work quicker. So there was no dip off, no not come today.
It was just like some jobs when you have the manager walk around and everyone does their job.
No, it's a little different because this is your money. You're going to have to pay this back. This is your hard-earned money.
I agree. That's what I keep saying. Money. I agree. And you need to have someone that understands and respects money and respects that it's your hard-earned money and not that it's theirs, because people want to use money like it's theirs.
And it's not.
Well, actually, they want to use it like it's not theirs. So they want to play with it. But they need to be serious about it because it is your hard-earned money. Now, most general contractors like to get paid 10 to 20% of the total project cost. So that's a good number, between 10 to 20% that they want to get paid for that, for doing the general contracting work on the project for you. Even with them, I say give them a third. You just have to keep your eyes on these people. And the last one that I have here for everyone is you want to make sure that when you are hiring people, that you're hiring licensed plumbers, licensed contractors, using permits on the property, because if you don't, they will have you come in and tear down those properties. And you want to make sure that you stay within the compliance codes. So those are things that are very, very important, because if you don't stay within inside of those compliance codes and they drive past and see you doing it because they have inspectors that come out to check on properties.
The
to see-
neighbors called. Let me give you
There you
this
go.
tad bit of information too, because I'm a Karen on my block, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm the Karen. If
Boy,
you
there you
have
know.
5 cars parked in front of the neighbor's house, if you're not picking up your garbage behind yourself, if you have a dumpster out there for past the permit time, these people are going to call, especially in A and B neighborhoods.
That's
It's
true.
not going to be tolerated. That's how the inspectors are drove to the, have how driven to the property. They don't just haphazardly drive past. They're notified.
True.
The neighbors are going to call on you. I always tell my contractors, park on the side street where there's no homes. Do not trot through the neighbor's grass. Be a good neighbor while you're there. Treat this property like you would treat no loud music.
Be respectful.
Yeah,
Be
that's
respectful.
how the inspectors. I used to be on that team, but that's how the inspectors
Get
arrive at that.
notified.
That's how they arrive at that property.
And then also when your realtor or whomever you're using are doing your comparative market analysis, you want to make sure that they're comparing bungalows to bungalows, Georgians to Georgians, because all of those things make a difference in the return on your investment as an
Yes.
investor. So that was my calling today as your savvy realtor here today. Are there any more questions for the ladies that I have?
I just want to just go and just give you the money and say this is what I want.
You know what,
and
Shavonna? I
you-
would love that. And I would
and I know
handle
you and Shar will take very
There
good
you
care
go.
of me.
handle you with kid gloves. I
Yes,
mean,
I
you would
love
get
it.
treated like, and
I
when
love
you
it.
got done, it would be doves flying all
Yes,
around,
girl, yes.
as though we
I
we just left
Can
the
we
best
spray
thing.
paint one of the doves purple? That's
We
my favorite
definitely
color.
can. And I would like to say to my viewers here watching, if you are looking to purchase any real estate, I am your real estate lady. I am here for you. I will handle you, as I say all the time, with A+ service. If you are not 100% satisfied, because you're only going to be like maybe 1% not. And if you're not 100% satisfied, we're going to come back and we're going to make sure that you feel whole. You can contact me at 312-877-6687. And you can email me at Crystal, Crystal, Lewis, Lewis, @kw.com. I have what you need. I'm on the team that has it all, the Frank Montreux team. We get you what you need there. So reach out to me, guys.
That is so awesome, Crystal. Like, I just can't wait to start working with you.
Oh, thank you.
Right now, we're going to go into a commercial break. Our listeners out there, get your questions ready. We're anxious to talk to you. Again, give us a call at 708-223-8953. Please stay tuned on Intellectual Radio, where we're going to keep bringing you all of this wonderful information. And we're going to be talking to Shar Unlock next. So
Oh.
excited about this. Oh,
I
I'm so
always bring the
excited.
trouble.
Yes, you got to say the best for last. We'll
Oh,
be
shit.
back. Tune in. Keep listening.
Bye, guys. I'm going to sign off and then I'm going to come back.
Let me share my
Then walk away, don't be so shady. Want your guy, don't want your money. These words I say, they may sound funny, but oh, sweet thing, don't you know you're my everything? Oh, sweet thing, don't you know you're my everything? 'Cause I will love you anyway. I will love you anyway. I will love you anyway. You're not mine. Want your man, want your money. These words I say, they may sound funny, but I will love you anyway. 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 'Cause you're not mine. I will love you anyway. I will love you anyway. I will love you anyway. 'Cause you're not mine. I will love you anyway.
You are tuned in to Intellectual Radio on the Financial Power Hour with the Ownership Club.
I don't wanna let you in. You keep coming back again. I don't wanna lose myself, but I can't help that I'm falling in love. You got me all in. I can't get enough. Hey. 'Cause you're the only one I want, only one I need. You're the only one for me, yeah. You're the only one I want, only one I need. You're the only one for me, yeah. I broke your heart, then healed your scars. I dealt with the damage, yeah. I never knew a love so true until I got next to you. Now I'm falling in love, yeah. You got me all in. I can't get enough, yeah. 'Cause you're the only one I want, only one I need. You're the only one for me, yeah. You're the only one I want, only one I need. You're the only one for me, yeah. You're the only one. You're the only one. You're the only one, yeah. You're the only one. Don't you know that I appreciate you? You took the time to figure me out. You didn't run, you stood your ground. I'ma always be around. I'ma drop it and congratulate you. I'ma make you raise some bands on you too. I'ma get my love and my affection, 'cause I'm falling in love, yeah. You got me all in. I can't get enough, yeah. 'Cause you're the only one I want, only one I need. You're the only one for me, yeah. 'Cause you're the only
You are listening to Intellectual Radio. Hey, this is your girl Chanel Ellis, and this is my #1 hit single, Chocolate Dove. Check it
You're
out.
my chocolate dove. You're my chocolate dove. You're my chocolate dove. You're mine. Baby, you can feel.
That's right, that's my hot single, Chocolate.
Who's on the track? I know you wanna slide tonight. You know I wanna ride you right. We've been making love time. You know I'm gonna ride tonight. I know I drive you crazy. I'm your baby. You know you wanna feel it. I must set you free, baby. You know I wanna. I can feel your energy. It's in me, you're mine. You're mine. Chocolate dove, you're my chocolate dove. You're my chocolate dove. You're my chocolate dove. You're mine. Baby, you can feel me. We can go on. See, you be flexing hard on it. That's why I'm working hard to get you in. Cause I love the way you walk, I love the way you talk. Even though you go crazy sometimes, I know you don't mean it, no. Cause you got a heart, you just wanna know it. You know I wanna, I can feel your energy, it's in me, you're mine. You're mine. Chocolate dove, you're my chocolate dove. You're my chocolate dove. You're my chocolate dove. My chocolate dove. You're my chocolate dove. You're my chocolate dove. You're my chocolate dove. You're my chocolate dove. You know I wanna. I can feel your energy, it's in me, you're mine. You're mine. These basic niggas ain't coming up in the desert now. I can't believe since you left the town it's such a drought. Ain't nobody hold it down, I like it. You a boss, but you know I got the crown too. You know I'm coming for you, I'ma try to get you out. Ain't no stopping me, I'm bringing all my money.
Hey, great big world out there. Thank you all for tuning in to Intellectual Radio here with the Super Business Women every Saturday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. With any questions that you may have, please feel free to give us a call at 708-223-8953. And I am Shavana, one of your hosts, talking about finances. And we've already heard from the lovely Crystal giving us all the information about investment. And now we had to say the best for last. We want to talk to Miss Shar Unlocked.
Hi there. Happy Saturday, guys. It's Sharon Locke, Love, Loans, and Lifestyle. What I want to talk to you today about is my party next Saturday
I
with
love
Toki.
parties.
So we're doing a toy drive, 9051 South Stony Island. They're broadcasting live. Bring a toy, stop by, give us a hug, take a photo. It's Toki's birthday and it's my birthday, and we're collaborating, right? Two Sagittarians collaborating is fire. Yeah, it's Sagittarius season. So stop on by, enjoy, have a beverage. Libation is what they call it.
Bring a toy
Spirits.
for the toy
Spirits.
drive.
Yeah, they have to bring a toy. Let's help the less fortunate. Bring a toy. Stop by, bring a toy. Celebrate with us.
Birthdays are good. Like, I think you should celebrate birthdays like no matter what, because no matter what you've been through within those 365 days, you're still here.
That's a good
Whether
way to
it
look
was
at it.
good, bad, and or indifferent, you are still here. And that is something to celebrate. Plus, I love birthday cake. So I be looking for a reason to just eat more cake. So yeah.
You don't have to sell me on that. I start celebrating my birthday in September.
And see, I celebrate mine the whole entire cancer season. My mom used to always say, "Girl, you wasn't born, but one day, I need to celebrate
It
all of
takes
them."
every day to deal
Do you
with
get
me.
more gifts when you do that?
Yeah, you gift yourself. You tell everybody. I always say, it's my birthday. My sister or my guy will say, it's not your birthday, Shar. It's my birthday. I started since September. Everything I buy since September, it's a justification of my birthday.
Okay.
It's my birthday.
Right, and you can't go wrong when it's your birthday. You can do whatever
Today
you
is my
like.
birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday since September. I don't think you guys understand.
I get it.
Every day
I
is my
get it.
birthday. So, guys, bring a toy instead of a birthday gift. Bring a toy
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes.
to the birthday celebration. Bring a toy. Stop by. Bring a toy. Get a hug. Take a photo. Bring your business cards because you know I'm an entrepreneur, so it's always about business.
And bring her a gift too. Her and Tokyo. Bring them a
Yeah.
gift.
Yeah, Toki's gonna kill me when I
Yeah,
said
we
don't bring
like
a
the
gift.
gifts for the ladies, so bring them a gift.
Gifts are nice.
Gifts are
Yeah,
amazing.
gifts are nice.
Gifts
Yeah,
are
I'm a
nice.
gift.
Surprises.
And for my birthday, what I will be doing is giving away 3 free conceal and carry classes.
On your birthday,
On
you're
my
actually
birthday,
giving away.
giving away 3 free conceal and carry classes.
See, the
So you're going to
gift
have
that
to be
keeps on giving.
absolutely, that's a Sagittarian in me, right? You're going to have to be present in order to get it. So we will decide, like we do when we're giving away other gifts. When the radio comes, they gave away Cat Williams tickets. What other? It was someone else.
That's all. I know they gave away disbelief.
Disbelief Tequila. So it's a good thing to stop by. 9051 South on Stony. It's starting at 10 o'clock.
10
It's gonna be
until
10 until it's gonna be 5 o'clock somewhere, guys. They're gonna have spirits there for you. So it's gonna be 10 o'clock somewhere.
Oh, 10 a.m.
I mean, well, 5 a.m. somewhere.
Okay. So it starts at 10 a.m.
It starts at 10 a.m.
Okay.
But I was telling the public, stop by, enjoy the spirits. It's 5 p.m. somewhere,
Gotcha.
right?
It is. It is.
it's nothing wrong with it being 10 a.m. and it's 5 somewhere else and just being in your mind and just enjoying the beverage.
Yeah. So I'm giving away 3 conceal and carry classes that day. So if you're present and we're choosing winners, we're picking people. They do it by number sometimes. They do it by ticket stubs.
Mhm.
You have to be present, and I will give away 3 free conceal and carry classes. And I believe so passionate in the conceal and carry laws. That's one of the reasons why I'm giving it away.
That's good.
That's a big deal.
That is.
Those are some good classes to get your hands on.
You need to be able to
free.
to lawfully defend yourself.
Mhm. And know how to shoot. I'm sorry, but
That's absolutely correct. A lot of times I see people get licensed and they call me 5 years later for a renewal and they're stuck in the same place, struggling to shoot that they were when I met them 5 years ago. That makes absolutely no sense. To defend your life, go to the range a couple times a month. That investment's worth it. Hey, Ricky. Hey, Terry. That investment is worth it. So, we got to learn to invest in ourselves. We have to learn to take things seriously. Oftentimes, people reach out to me after something has happened to someone close to them
Mhm.
or they've been the victim of a crime, which brings me to this. If you are a victim of domestic violence and you have an active order of protection, that's another way we will license you for free. I'm a domestic violence advocate. I believe wholeheartedly in that. So reach out to us at 844-426-6232. If you have been arrested before, I tell people as long as you don't have a felony conviction, delayed but not denied, you will get your license. You can't have any DUIs convictions or domestic battery of convictions. That's something that will prohibit you from getting it. And don't let anyone else tell you anything different.
So they should really be contacting you, not just for the information that's good to have, but also how to protect themselves and not just waiting till after the fact.
People always reach out after the fact. If I had a quarter for every time I could fill up this room, they call after something happens to someone close to them, in their neighborhood, or to themselves. Crime isn't getting any better, as we can see. These criminals aren't stopping.
And I say it's good to listen to a professional. So if you want to get any advice behind law, behind the carry to conceal classes, Shar is the professional to give you that information. So she knows what she's talking about. She knows how to place you in the right position. Like she said, don't listen to what nobody else tells you. Listen to the professional at hand. I think that's extremely important.
Sadly, though, Crystal, we have professionals out there, well, some people that are licensed instructors that want to sign off on licenses. They want to, without you actually attending class, they want to tell you, you can, the falsehoods of it. Oh, yeah, you can get this. That's not true. And I am a stickler for doing what we're supposed to do, because there will come a time where you're sitting on, the state's attorney will summons you to say that you teach this, this, and this according to the state, and you're on the stand. So it's no need to put yourself in that position. Just do the right thing, get licensed lawfully. I feel passionate about this. It's not about the time, it's about the content. You need to know, you need to participate in your learning. That's another thing about me. I believe that I can stick you in front of a bunch of videos and a bunch of PowerPoints, and that's it. We go through that and that's it, right? I don't say much. I don't have to do much. However, most people walk away with a few pieces of paper and a few hints of what was said in those videos, because most people gonna sleep through them, right? If you participate, it's interactive in my class. If you participate in your learning, you'll retain it better.
I agree.
You're not going to have the piece of paper when you're stopped by the police, when there's, and there was a 4-hour block of instruction on interaction with law enforcement and you were asleep. You're not going to have your notes. You're not going to have your notes when Pookie, puts his firearm to you and you see him running away and you shoot, and you shouldn't do that. So, you really need to take the class. You really need to do the things that's required, and just invest in you and stop trying to get around what the requirements are.
Love it.
And really just invest in yourself and get a license for real, wanting to know the law so that you stay out of trouble. That's what's important. That's what got me into the conceal and carry license lane anyway. I kept seeing lawful people who really didn't have a bad background or no background getting arrested. Why do you guys keep getting arrested? Why are you calling me saying, oh, I got arrested. Can you help me? Or whatever. Am I still eligible to get my license? Had you been educated better, you would never have gotten arrested, because you would know that that was something unlawful to do.
I agree.
And sometimes people just don't know. Like you said, they won't take that time to invest, or they won't ask those questions. And I'm a firm believer, like, my time is so precious. If I have to sit in this course, you best believe I'm going to ask some questions. I want to know, because that's my time.
I encourage questions, because I always tell them, if you're thinking it, someone else is too. And that pulls the information out if I'm able to ask the question. Also, the way people interpret information is interesting as well. I do an exercise on the second day where I ask them to tell me a few things what they learned the day before. You can't repeat what the other person has said, right? And this is just, it's lighthearted, but it's to tell me, engage me, give me a gauge as to where everyone is. What do I need to revisit? How do they interpret it? Because I've learned over the last 12 years, people ingest information differently. Believe it or not, I could have said is, and they'll say I said foot.
That's true. Like, that's not what I said.
That's my favorite saying in class the second day. That's not what I said.
Just not paying attention. Just not.
It's the way they ingest information. They were present, they participated. So that's the reason why I do the exercise the second day, so that I can revisit the things or correct them and tell them why I said what I said, and for them to get a full understanding as to what the statute is, or what the laws are, or where they can and cannot take their firearms.
And I think that's good. Just the know, just to know that I can do this, just to have that information, to have that knowledge, and just to be present. And we lack that because we don't know, or we take that time and instead of us paying attention, instead of us being engaged, we, like you said, take a nap, or we're trying to text or be on social media.
So in all fairness to them, most people are running and busy. Life is just so full of, everybody has a full plate. So sometimes you can be present somewhere and sitting there participating and not really present. Or you can have something in the back of your mind that clouds how you ingested the information.
So how do you handle students like that? How do you determine which student is which that just has
Sounds
too much
like she
going
gives them
on?
grace.
I do, but also that next day when you're telling me what we learned, right? We're going over everything that we learned, and you're spitting it out. You're telling me what your interpretation was. That's a problem. That's when I know there's a problem. How if I say guest and you say yesterday, I didn't say that. I always say I didn't say that. This is what I said and this is why. And I spend time getting them involved in, re-educating them so that they ingest it the right way.
So you care as
Absolutely.
well. And that's something that you don't find in a lot of professionals or instructors, is that caring part. She's caring. I care that my students not only know the information, but they've retained it because we've went over it, and I was able to do a test and see where this person may be lacking, or where this person may be lacking, and I'm going to work more with them because I want them to have it. And that's excellent character.
The people that struggle even on range, I tell them, hardly anyone take me up on it. I tell them for the next month, they're able to jump in on other classes with me. If you're struggling, you'll get through it because Stevie Wonder can pass the state exam with the shooting. But you need to be more proficient. You can't just take the exam and then call me in 5 years. I want you to know what you're shooting because you're responsible for your target and what's beyond.
That's right.
You're responsible for your background. So you need to be more proficient in what you're doing. They don't make the investment.
So pretty much so, Shar, you can't get this carry to conceal license and then think that, okay, I got my license, I accidentally shot him when I was supposed to be shooting that person. You need to know your target. You need to know what you're doing, because either way it goes, you're still held accountable for every action that you make.
Every action with that firearm, every time you introduce that firearm, it's a deadly force action. So you have to be accountable and responsible. You're responsible for your target and what's beyond. You're responsible for the whole background. So we got to do better. And I'm here. Most of my students are people that are referrals that eventually become my family. So they're texting me and calling me and happy birthday me, and the same with them. So I actually enjoy it. I enjoy people. So I enjoy it. I enjoy the relationships that I've built over the years.
And that's so wonderful because,
Hey,
I don't think
Shelley.
that they should wait. But the fact that you say they call 5 years later, it's like how many people that can say, well, we're going to call this person. It's 5 years later. Does that person even have the same number nowadays?
You get text. You get text. I've had the same personal number for the last 24 years.
Excellent.
Longer than my son's been alive. So, but my business number will always remain the same for as long as I'm in business.
And so for them to reach out after a long period of time, that's a good feeling. I know I like that feeling. I've had some clients call me and say, "Hey, I only worked with you maybe once or twice, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. You remember?" Yep, I actually do remember you. Come on, what can I do for
Well,
you?
it's very few people who are strangers. So I do have people, after 5 years reaching out that I'm not familiar with. But you got to keep in mind, I just told you, my students become my family, they become friends. I love the fact that, all of them are, doing great things in life. I get to know them in class, they're with them introducing themselves, what they do. I share. I got my photographer, one of my photographers out of there. I got one of the DJs out of my class. So I utilize them as well. I enjoy people. They become my friends and family.
And that's good. That's again back to what we were originally talking about, building those relationships and those foundations. That's important because you didn't say these people are just my friends. You said family. And family is what you hold dear to you and close to you.
Absolutely.
And we may not be blood related, but if I'm opening up to you and I'm bringing you around those I am blood related to,
It means
that
something.
says something.
Mhm.
And that's powerful. Like that's really really powerful.
Well, speaking of family, my love question for the week.
Oh, okay. Let me get
We
these
have
people on
one
here.
of
They've been
those
waiting for the
coming.
love
Oh, we
question.
have one of those. We have to
Oh,
have one of those,
boy.
right? Listen, if we're going to improve our relationships, if we're going to build, hey, Nat, if we're going to build and we're going to improve our relationships, these are things we need to talk about. We need to get in the
date
forefront.
intentionally.
We need to be intentional about how we move, how we're moving, right?
Okay.
I keep saying right, that's a no. So, as women,
We're at the love question, guys.
we're at the love question. As women, is it important? Is it our responsibility to take care of ourselves and to look appealing, aesthetically appealing to our mate?
I definitely think so. I mean,
I didn't.
I mean, I hear it all the time. He has to take me as I am. I hear all the time. She has to take me as I am. I hear all the time, so what? I put on a few pounds. I hear all the time, he know how I look, right?
But take me as I am means so many different. You can ask this question to again, it's three of us, right? You can ask this question to both Crystal and myself, and we're both gonna give you a different answer. So
No,
everybody's gonna have a different
no.
answer.
Well, you'll have a yes or no. That's and then you can go more in depth with that. But you're going to
Yes.
basically have a yes or no. Is it our responsibility as women, or we can expand it to the men too? Is it our responsibility to keep ourselves up with maintenance, weight for our mates?
Okay,
I'm gonna say you should do it for yourself first and foremost.
Absolutely.
Because that's the person that matters. You matter.
Absolutely.
Now, if you want to go the extra mile for your significant other, your spouse, what they call it, your sneaky link or what have you.
What's a sneaky link?
somebody that you sneaking off with, having a
You're
good
friends with
time.
benefits. Then
See, wait a minute.
that's something different, right?
That's part of the breakdown in our community too. The sneaky links and the what else? The dip offs or what?
Yeah, that's what
Or
they're calling
Shar
them.
is the breakdown the fact that people just don't really want to be monogamous and they haven't admitted to that fact or come to that conclusion that they just don't want to be monogamous.
Well, that could be it too. However, what made me pose this question? I was watching
Real.
a reel with some commentary on it, and I guess what I surmised from it, the lady had had a baby and caught her husband cheating, and what he said was, "You don't keep yourself up. I love you, but I'm not really attracted to you in that way anymore. And I don't want to break up my family. I just am not physically attracted to you.
I think that it is very, very important that you keep your mate's eyes on the prize.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't think that you can stop them from doing whatever it is that they're going to do, because you cannot control anyone other than yourself. No matter how hard you try to control them, you cannot control anyone by yourself. Everyone at the end of this is going to do what they want to do. But I do think when you're in a relationship that you should find ways to make sure that you are captivating your partner. And appearance is extremely a part of the attraction. Most people first go off of what they see. So, to me, you have to keep that together. You have to keep your sex game up. You have to keep your
Yes.
mind
Your
together.
lingerie game up.
You got to keep it. Come on now. You got to get you some La Cristal lingerie that I have for you guys to keep that going. I put on one of my outfits and it was just like bada bing, bada bam. I mean, I was just so whoa, whoa, whoa with it. This is ridiculous.
I wear it often. So what I'm going to do is I got a couple things from Crystal and I put it on because I know we're going to dinner after work. So I get to feel good and sexy at work. But he gets it after work. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you loud and clear.
Lachey says that oftentimes women get lost in relationships and lose themselves.
Mhm.
You were all that before him, and then now you become Angel Mama. Is that not the truth?
That is the truth.
Give us a call, 708-223-8953.
And that is so true.
Mhm.
And then some people get so comfortable with, as Shar stated, take me as I am.
See, I'm
Do
never that
this.
comfortable. I'm not that comfortable with myself. So
Either.
I know when I'm slacking.
Me too, and I'm slacking.
I'm
right
And you know,
never.
It's okay to also, and I
What
see
about
this
the
a lot.
physical changes that occur from unforeseen
occurrence. Well, that's gonna
occurrence?
happen.
Well, that's going to happen. I had surgery some years back, and of course, I wasn't myself. I wasn't able to work out, so lost weight, and I'm sure I was on a crutch and all that other stuff. Right? I got back to myself, and that's a little different. I think Michelle, that's a little different. I think when you're physically going through something, that's different. That requires accident, illness, burns, etc. You're absolutely right. I think that requires compassion, and that's where we dig deep and we love you. That's unconditional agape love, right? We love you. But I think when someone just blatantly disregards their mate, stop taking care of themselves, blatantly puts on weight and could care less what the mate thinks, I think that's neglect.
And then you want to get to the core of the problem. So you want to figure out what is it inside of me that is causing me to not have the care that I should have for myself. So like myself right now, I know I need to exercise. I know I do. So I said, I'm going to take those clothes off my treadmill. Like I said, I wasn't going to let it happen. And I'm going to get my butt on there on Monday. And I'm going to get on that treadmill. I'm going to get out that bed and I'm going to push myself to do it. So people have to push themselves to do whatever it is you need to do. And as Antonita said, mental and physical distress will affect anyone's appearance.
Absolutely.
And that's why I was saying that you have to get to the core of what is causing you to not care.
I'm not saying that we all don't have periods where the kids are wearing on us, our family's wearing on us, we had death,
Job
or, the job is wearing you out. There are times where that does happen. I've been there, done that. I have 3 kids. So, sometimes they tag team me and sometimes they get me at one time. It's all of them acting crazy in some form or shape. They're needy, or somebody broke a foot, somebody broke an arm. So it's heavy. I have times where I'm heavy, but I'm also conscious about my upkeep. So Michelle, call in 708-223-8953. She says, okay, then what about women that keep themselves up, but your husband still looks outside? So
Can't
at
control that.
times you can't control, you can't regulate integrity.
Okay.
Either you have it or you don't. And that has nothing to do with your physical appearance. You cannot regulate integrity. It has to start from within. There's
always-
nothing that we can do. You could sleep with them every day, all day.
You can do
You can do
everything.
backwards flips.
Yep.
You can clear the snot out of their nose, and they will still
That's deep.
be deceitful
If that's what they want to
if
do.
that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about those guys who use the appearance as an excuse. I'm talking about, I was watching a reel. He got caught cheating, and he showed us a picture where she was 82 pounds lighter. Now, for me, I don't know how she got to be 82 pounds, because for me, when I'm seeing the back get, the little rolls get bigger, I'm stopping.
Me too.
Right. When I put on a pair of pants and I have to go to, that's not an option for the day. I know that I need to slow down and I need to stop. So that's what I'm saying. We have to be not neglectful to our mate. And we men are physical. They're physical. They like what they see, and we have to consider that. Some men aren't honest about what they like.
I always say if it look good to you, it might look good to me too. And I don't mean it like that. And if I do mean it like that, I mean it like that.
Right.
But what I mean
If
is
you
that
know, you know.
right. But if she looks good to you, I mean she looks good, she looks good. So I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean, if you look, but don't keep your eyes wandering just so much that it becomes disrespectful. You know, you could be looking and you could be like, yeah, I see her check. You
So
checking her out.
speaking of that, I was at an event, and one of my friends was extremely upset with, well, I shouldn't even call her a friend. She's an acquaintance from work. She was extremely upset with her spouse. She became like almost, and I didn't miss anything. She became almost aggravated, where we can all tell, with her spouse and another girl. So I'm thinking perhaps something happened that I don't know about.
Mhm.
The girl's presence,
Irked her.
it jilted her. Yes. Come to find out, after having a conversation with her about a week later, she knows what he likes. She
Hmm.
knows what her husband likes, and she's lacking that right now.
Oh.
So the girl was everything that he likes, he's attracted to. The girl had no clue. In fact, she's married. She had no clue, but the young lady knew.
So was it, because sometimes people get in marriages and get in relationships with people for different reasons, not because it's necessary their aesthetic type, but they might like their inside or something like that. Was she his aesthetic type?
She could have been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe at one point she
Okay.
was.
So
All right.
a real conversation wasn't really had.
Instead of being upset with the young lady,
She should,
go walk with me. That lady had no idea what was going on, what was being thrust upon her.
and work on yourself. That's all we can do is work on ourselves.
Be the best version of yourself inside and out. I am also really concerned with, I'm always checking, doing a gut check of my spiritual self, a gut check of my moral self. Sometimes, we have to have that compass, and you have to keep track of that compass, because you'll wander off. There'll be one thing that takes you, down the road. You should always do a self-analysis, and you have to be true
To
To
yourself.
yourself and truthful in your analysis of yourself,
And
because
you
we lie to
also have
ourselves. I never understood in the Bible why God said, come to yourself and come to him in spirit and in truth. And I was thinking as a kid, well, what other way is there to come? We lie to ourselves. We sell ourselves a bill of goods. So it's important that you're honest about your shortcomings, and in loving yourself,
Yes,
it's
that's
accountability.
important. You're supposed to love yourself, and I think a lot of women and some men too, they just don't love themselves enough, or they don't think worthy enough or of themselves. And
Relationships, I used to tell people I don't want a real relationship, not like a marriage one right now, because relationships are hard and I'm lazy.
They are hard. They're definitely work.
Relationships take
Not you said you
constant
lazy.
work, and I'm lazy. At the time, I was honest. I was like, I don't want to be married right now. I like what I have, because relationships take a lot of work, and I know that I'm lazy. I know that I don't.
And you've been married.
Yeah, I've been married, so I know how much work they actually take, right? So I'm thinking we have to be honest in that aspect of the relationships.
And we all want to be at most of us should want to be at our higher, greatest self.
And ladies, surround yourself with other ladies with great energy. I was involved in a conversation, and the lady said that she wouldn't put on lingerie for her husband. Let's put lingerie on. Let's do things to keep them interested. It takes constant work. You heard me said I was lazy and I didn't want marriage at the time because I was lazy. It takes constant, it's a constant renewal. It's a constant work. It's probably one of the most challenging relationships that you'll ever encounter. It's constant. It takes, a constant evolution of um, reinventing yourself. If you keep it spicy, keep it hot, keep it lingerie, keep it dates.
It definitely makes you feel better when you put it on. It also enhances. It's supposed to enhance the sexual encounter too. It's supposed to get him or her groovy, and it's supposed to get you groovy. So
There's nothing better than feeling sexy. You start out, you walk in the room and you know you sexy.
you ain't lying.
You putting off those pheromones because you know what you got on. You know what you bringing.
You ain't lying.
Our
James
listeners
said
out
you have
there,
to be friends with them. So I agree. You do have to be friends. I am wholeheartedly in agreement with you. You do have to be friends. Friends have to be the foundation because you will fall in and out of like with the person that you're with. What keeps you grounded, what keeps me grounded is that he's my best friend. So if he's my best friend, I'm not going to hurt my best friend. I'm still going to operate.
Communication is key.
Communication's key, and I'm still going to operate with integrity because he is my best friend. He's not just a boyfriend, he's my best friend. I can tell him the good, the bad, and the ugly. But I do also, James, know that with the communication, us being friends, I have to bring it. I also know I have to, look good for him. I know what he likes. I have to do the lingerie. So, I keep Crystal in my back
And
pocket.
I'm gonna show Shar a picture of me in my lingerie that I had on. That just to
That
show,
brung it.
right? Just
That
to show
brung
her,
it.
just to let her know what's
That part.
Now tell me that's not popping.
That's more than popping. It made him pop off, right?
It
that's
did.
pretty.
Isn't that
James,
pretty?
you're
pretty.
absolutely right.
That's
Communication.
What's up. I know what's up.
James, give us a call, 708-223-8953. All of the aforementioned are you're absolutely correct. Communication, compromise, you have to be friends, but you have to be attracted to the person too. We have to be accountable to one another as far as looks.
And your karma is going to come back on you when you don't handle people with care. You cannot handle people any old kind of way that care for you.
You're right, Michelle. She
What'd she
said,
say?
Shar, the women's self esteem play a major part in that too. Take yourself, for example, you command your space. You walk in the grocery store with red bottoms.
Hello.
I
Uh,
can see you grocery shopping in red bottoms.
I did. She and I went grocery shopping, and she was had just had a procedure, and I was pushing both of our carts
That
with
was nice.
red bottoms on.
And that would have been a cute video. That'd have been cute.
Oh, that was cute, but it was more about my friend,
That's
who's my family. So my friends are my family, who I'll do anything for.
that's
So
super sweet.
that's one of my sisters.
And it's good that your family is so big.
Yeah, I love it. I came from a modest mid-sized family, but I love, love, love that I get to choose my family too. So that's
Yes.
the blessing in it all.
The
To
blessing
me,
in friendships.
yeah, the gratitude that I get to meet people who I trust. Because I'm not a very trusting person. So if
Me
you get on that
either.
other side, once you in, my mother told me this when I was younger. She said, "Be careful where you put your heart because everybody doesn't deserve the kind of love that you give out." So once the wall is up, you're on that side. But when you cross over, I'll do anything for you.
I'm like that too.
Okay, so our listeners out there, give us a call.
Hey,
Let us know what you're
Darlene.
thinking, whether it's about real estate, return on your investment, Miss Shar Unlocked with the concealed carry, and also just being aware and being knowledgeable of the conceal and carry and shooting and protecting yourself. Also, anything dealing with your finances and business and personal needs, reach out. That's what we're here for. 708-223-8953.
And let's make this a community. Let's talk because I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Our community needs to hear what
And
we
that's
have to say.
that's true.
We all need to participate in getting better.
We do. We
I
do.
agree. We definitely need
And
to
we, like
participate.
you said before, someone may need to ask it.
We have a caller. Hi, caller.
Hi, caller.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, how are you? What's your name and where you're calling from?
This is James.
Hi, James. What are you calling in to say?
Hi. Yes. I was, I follow politics quite a bit, and now I believe it's the time that we should have some type of think tank to see how we can maximize this new reality we have with the Trump administration. So I think now is the time that we should figure out how we could best put ourselves in a position to really maximize the situation.
Okay, we'll come up with a meeting, a strategy, inbox me or call me at 312-937-6227 and let's get a meeting going.
And also, that's what our program is about. Is
Right.
about getting
Okay.
strategies together
Getting
for what's
strategies
going
together.
on.
Right. Because, again, and we're coming up on new tax laws, everything. So
All
when you're
right,
ready, you
James?
can reach out to any one of us.
Okay, am I still on here?
Yes, James.
Okay, and also I was chiming in on your the relationship part, like far as compromise being friends. Um, right now it's kind of different dating.
Okay.
Now it's with this
Mhm.
social media, so it's got to be like different approaches, different techniques, I believe.
So what kind of
Because
I saw that and we agree with you, compromise, friendship, communication. What kind of things you think we need to do that are different than we're doing now?
I'd be in favor with like having like a co-ed, maybe like fast dating, or I don't know what it's called,
Oh,
where
speed
you
dating.
just sit down and
Speed
have
dating?
folks converse. Yeah, speed dating.
Oh,
Where you
James,
just have
okay. Well,
like
you're
sit
in
back and
you're
have like adult conversations and just talk about what do men want, what do women want,
well, you're in a
you
gr-
know.
you're calling a great place because I don't know if you tuned in before. I am hosting a platform where we'll have events where we'll have those kind of conversations with intentional dating. It's called Love, Etc. And it's for everyone who wants to be in a committed relationship or who intends to eventually be married. So everyone in this platform will have the same intentions. So we'll have them. Inbox me. I saw you on my live. Inbox me and I will reach out to you with the dates and the information. Okay?
Okay, sounds great.
Have an
Okay,
amazing day.
Thanks for
all right, you as
calling.
well.
Bye, James.
Bye, James. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Um, love is a good thing. So that's what one of the friends said on my Facebook Live. Love is a good thing. Love does conquer all. God is love, right? So let's put some lingerie on. Be in
Buy
love.
buy investment property and focus on getting your taxes done, getting your stuff in order, getting your finances in order. That's also important. That's very important. Depending on how deep your relationship is, that's also going to play a part in your relationship because now you're combining finances.
That's true.
That's true. So let us know what you think, guys, with the whole question. Is it our responsibility as ladies to keep it up, to keep yourself looking ecstatically appealing and pleasing to your mate? Is it neglectful when you don't do it? Or should we have the same expectation for men?
I think we should have the same expectation for men.
Oh, I do. Mine hit the gym at least once a day. Oh, I do.
Yeah, I think we should have the same expectation. But it's also about health and feeling good too.
It should be.
Yeah, the better in shape you are, the more confident you feel, the more of a high performer you are with everything that you do, according to statistics.
But if you love yourself, everything else I believe will fall into place. Once I learn, because as moms, as aunts, as wives, as sisters, as daughters, we put everything else first and we're last.
That's true.
Once I really learn to prioritize me, it's not selfish,
Right.
it's selfless love.
Correct.
I am able to love everyone else better. So, looking good, feeling good is important to me. And it should be important to all of you guys
It
too.
creates a great synergy and energy back and forth.
I believe that.
And also get up and tell yourself, just like you can tell a friend or a family member, I love you. Get up and tell yourself, hey, I love you. I tell myself every day, Shavonna, girl, I am in love with you, girl.
I say that. I tell myself I love
am
you.
so in love with you. Do you know the things I would do for you?
I know that's
Do
right.
you know the mountains I would climb for you?
Hello.
Girl, you better act like you know I'm in love with you. And I'm literally talking to myself.
That's good though.
But a lot of us just don't do that.
We
And
don't do the affirmations.
yes.
that we
I
need
do
to
the
put on
affirmations,
ourselves.
and I apologize to myself when I make decisions or things happen and I knew better. I didn't trust my gut. I apologize. I tell myself that.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. So when I have a lot going on in my head and I just can't get it out how I want to get it out, I'll sit and I'll type and I'll just type and I'll type, and then I'll print this letter and it's about maybe 5 or 6 pages long, right? And then I'll mail it to myself. And when it comes to me, I won't read it then. I'll wait until I got a lot going on in my mind again, because that letter's gonna bring me back, and it's gonna tell me what I should have been paying attention to.
So we do once a year, we've done it twice a year. We do what's called vision board.
Yes.
So we did a vision board probably 6-7 years ago, maybe a little longer. We did one where a lot of women got married out of the vision board.
That's nice.
So we fasted a few days before the vision board and we prayed, set our alarm clocks at the same time every day for the vision board class. So no matter where we were all on one accord with that thought at noon or at 11 o'clock, right? When you go to cut the alarm off, even if you're working, you're saying the affirmation or you're saying the prayer.
Maybe we can do a live vision board.
Let's do one. I wrote a letter as to who I wanted. I made it so descriptive. I even talked about the intimacy part. I talked about how he would look at me. I talked about how many children I wanted him to have and how I wanted their relationship to be. I got extremely descriptive. I forgot one thing. And I mailed the letter off, right? Mailed it off. A year later, this person shows up. I didn't even think we're into a relationship 3-4 years later. And I went and got the letter. I opened it up and his eyes welled up because it was him.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I had manifested him. It was still a couple things missing.
Of course.
Because I forgot that part. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that. But God, come on, didn't you know? But so what you're doing is manifesting. You're mailing it out. And I took it to a mailbox that was probably about an hour away so that it had to travel some way to get to me.
Oh yeah, see, when it arrives, I don't automatically look at it.
I didn't open it.
So-
I put it up in the Bible and I put it up there and we were talking, it was New Year's Eve one day and we were talking about the future and I went and got the letter and I said, you got to see this. This is amazing. This is how God works. Yeah. And I gave it to him.
Isn't God funny sometimes?
No, he's amazing all the time.
I know that's
I'm funny
right.
sometimes.
I know that's right.
But Shavonna, I have a question. You're the only one on the platform right now that's married.
Okay.
So I need to ask you,
Yes.
do you think it's important? And if she says anything differently, I am going to blast her. I'm going to turn the camera around, right?
Turn it around now.
If she says anything differently, do you think it's important to aesthetically keep yourself up and to be appeasing aesthetically and physically to your mate?
So I'm going to answer that the Shavonna's way.
Okay, that's the way to answer
That's
it.
a
I
way.
think it's appeasing, and you said it's aesthetic, correct?
Aesthetically, like
Aesthetically, I think it's appeasing and aesthetically, properly, accurately correct for me to keep myself up for me first and foremost.
okay.
First and foremost, because I'm the prize of myself, and I have to look at me and get turned on. I can't expect no one else to get turned on, and I'm not turned on with
So is that a
me.
yes?
So I'm gonna go with yes.
Because her
Yes.
hair is always done,
My
right?
hair needs to be, my stylist actually is in the building, and only reason my hair is not done
We
because
can't
it's my
tell.
stylist's birthday tomorrow. And if you guys are listening, please go visit Chicago Silk Press on 79th and Western. Ask for the beautiful Bam Ambi. She will treat you so wonderful, so wonderful. Go get your hair done. Let her know that Shavana sent you her aunt. Go see her. 79th Chicago Silk Press.
Okay, so that's a yes, right? Because I was gonna say her nails is done, her clothes are always nice, and she's always, aesthetically cute
And pleasant.
and pleasant.
But I was raised correctly, right? So
So you're saying women that don't do that is
no, no, no.
raised
I'm not.
because
I'm not saying that. I'm
That
saying
might be
that.
a little something to
that
it.
may be, but I'm
Well,
asking you. So you think that women
no, no, no,
that
no, no.
weren't
So,
raised correctly are the
no,
ones?
no. So what I mean by that is like, so let's just keep it real since we're keeping it real for the last 5 minutes. So I am a full size female. So
Okay.
what goes on with the full size female may not go on with females of your stature being your size, right? Let me finish, Shar.
Now I want to know what do you mean? Like,
I'm gonna tell you.
okay.
So coming up, when I was with my grandparents and my sister, it was always, you can't stand at the face bowl and take a wash up. That don't apply to you. You got to go sit in some water. Whereas to I saw other people standing at the face bowl, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't. And my grandparents always said, no, you're too big for that. You need to get every crevice. You need to make sure you're washing every part of your body. And so that just stuck with me. And I love water, and I wanted another reason just to play in water. So I love taking baths. I love getting in the shower. I love paying a water bill because I love to smell good
But
and
that's
drink water.
hygiene. I'm talking about like the hair, the makeup, the brows always on point.
Well,
The
see, I don't wear
glasses are hot.
makeup. I don't wear makeup.
Well, the brows. When I say
Yeah.
makeup, the
Okay.
brow. You're
Yeah.
so the brows are always on point. The glasses, the earrings, I mean, she's bringing it. She's just
Because I love me. I'm in love with me. I care how I look. I care how I present
Do you
myself.
care how your spouse
I
sees you?
definitely do. I definitely do.
So we got all around it to come back to. She does care about how our spouse feels.
I do. But again, it starts with me first.
Absolutely,
It starts with me.
absolutely.
And I love when people, girl, you look good. Girl, what are you wearing? What, girl, let me tell you where I got it from. I love it. But I love me. And a lot of people may not be where I am mentally or haven't grown that far yet. So if they're not there, it may take some time for them. But for me,
Well, Shavana, I would say I think that all human beings have to love
It
themselves at
starts with
every stage of their life.
absolutely.
But in the end is to be your higher self, whatever that is for you. And I just think that, I don't think that, I definitely think that weight should be at a healthy level, but I don't think that weight should be the kill.
And that
of not
varies
feeling
from person to
Correct.
person because what my healthy weight is may be different than your healthy weight and what's
Mhm.
different than Crystal's healthy weight. So we're not saying there's a per se a certain size. We're just saying if your mate met you and you're a size 12, now you're size 22, that's a problem for them. And that
and that should be a conversation.
It should be a
absolutely.
It should
conversation.
be a conversation.
And some people love a little bit of everything.
That
That I
part.
do know, honey. They love it all, baby.
Well, as my mother say, there's somebody for everybody.
It definitely is.
But if you want a conceal and carry class, call me at 844-426-6232. I'm at JBL Training Academy on all social media platforms. Stop by the party next Saturday. It's going to be something epic. It always is. It's hilarious. It's a good time. It's great energy. We're at 9051 south on Stony Island. It's a dollhouse. It's Toki's birthday. It's my birthday. So you'll get libations. You'll get, giveaways. It's going to be the radio's broadcasting live from there. It's going to be a great time. It starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. Bring a gift for the toy drive. Please do that for the less fortunate.
And my name is Crystal Lewis. You can reach me on Facebook as Crystal Lewis. If you are looking for any properties, whether it's residential, investment, commercial, I am your realtor to go to. You can reach me at 312-877-6687. You can also email me at Crystal, CrystalLewis at kw.com. And lastly, don't forget, I am your lingerie girl. I have La Cristal Lingerie, and you can contact me at 312-877-6687, and I can provide you with all of your lingerie needs.
And I'm Shavonna M. Allen, your financial femme. I am at www.anointedaccountng.com. I am across all social media platforms at Anointed Accounting. My number is area code 312-837-7219. I want to thank all you all for tuning in and listening, watching, whatever you were doing. You took time out to listen to us, and we appreciate that, listening to us on Intellectual Radio. I look forward to hearing from you all, seeing you all, talking to you all next Saturday. Until then, God's Goddesses is going to leave.
Remember, we have a date, December 7th, next Saturday, 3 p.m. You'll get the Super Business Power Hour.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.